game. Let's do it. CJ Arena, who is not here yet as a supervisor. Danny Capola as well. Colin Hicks will be behind the plate on balls and strikes. Boss man Ethan Godfrey also on there. We had a switch with our third and first base umpires. Garrett, why don't you check me into that?
Yeah, so, after consultation with the home office tonight, we believe Carter Devlin's going to be the better option tonight at first base. Nothing against Andrew at all, but we just we're looking at the stats this year for the year, and we realize that Carter's had a pretty good year this year, so we're going to keep him and put him at first base tonight.
Now, what do you think about Justin McCarthy just being on the other end? Brendan McDermott was going to be the original scorekeeper. However, he was demoted to kickball.
Yeah, so, it was a tough decision, honestly. Brendan and Dan are both very good scorekeepers. We just thought Brendan's services would be better suited tonight at kickball. It's a sport that he's excelled in this year, so we decided to keep him out there.
And it helps that Bono is also a Mets fan.
It does, yeah. He's a baseball guy, so you got to put baseball guys out there.
I believe we're about to get underway here as Flairfield will be starting with Brendan Burke. That pitch misses the plate for a ball.
There's a line shot to the outfield. Gets down, quick, easy.
Great leadoff hit there by Burke to set the tone early offensively. Flairfield actually won a doubleheader to get to today's game, beating Mario Super Sluggers and the 2 seed, who I'm forgetting the name of. Is that Shano?
That is Shano.
That's a bomb by Shane Delamere, an Intramural employee here. Absolutely love to see it from our side of things. Setting the tone here early, had a great semifinal round, setting the tone early, 2-0 Flairfield.
Absolutely. Brendan, big high OBP guy, gets onto base, and then Shane just comes in and cleans house tonight.
Just one of those people who shows up and does his job, nothing more or nothing less. That's all you can ask for from
absolutely.
the guy. Now here's a guy. We got Michael Romano stepping up to the dish. That ball is going to go over the plate for ball 2. Reminder, we start 1-1 count here at Fairfield University softball. That's another ball, so that's 3-1. That's another rip by Romano. Emphatic bat flip, and that ball is gone. 3-0 Flairfield here early in the 1 seed. Not out recorded yet.
It's really showing the power of Flairfield, how they've gotten this far in the tournament so far. Guy gets on base, home run, and then immediately follows that back-to-back. And, here they are, the Grizzled Hogs, looking for a baseball right now. I might have to step aside momentarily and do my job. But here comes Colin Hicks, what a guy. Steps up big.
Colin Hicks, the senior, 2 L's in his name, fun fact of the day.
Absolutely.
Now stepping into the plate, we have Caleb Bircham, the sophomore. I think this team is all sophomores, so we don't have to worry about that moving forward. So that's a ball.
Yep, just trying to find the zone. Still early in the game, got to really figure what's working for the pitcher tonight.
That's another ball. A lot of these Grizzled Hogs played in the co-rec championship matchup last night, so you have to wonder if fatigue's a factor.
Yeah, you do. It's going to be really interesting to see. They played a great game last night. Had the pleasure of umpiring it, but, we'll see.
And that's a rip to the third baseman. Not great contact, just defender was in the right place at the right time for the first out.
Probably read the scouting report and realized that, he sits there, likes to take that line shot early, but, hey, here we go.
Now stepping up for Flairfield is the 5-hole hitter, Cole Pescia.
Cole's a big power hitter. He likes to look for that fastball middle in.
And that one's going to hit the edge of the plate. According to Hicks, that is a strike. Good call there by Hicks.
Absolutely. That's why we put him out there tonight.
And Shano drops it, but it's going to be an out nonetheless for Flairfield. Huge out there for the Grizzled Hogs to get the second out.
Yep.
Now coming up, we got Patrick Gill.
Gill's one of those guys, run-of-the-mill guys, but big power hitter. He likes to drive that ball far when he gets the opportunity.
That's a rip through the shortstop third baseman hole for a hit there by Gill. He will stop at first. Flairfield has some additional life trying to add on to this inning as Christian M. will step up to the dish. Don't want to try to pronounce his last name.
I don't blame you.
That's an absolute ripper. However, the center fielder is there to record the third out. Nonetheless, great start for Flairfield. Can't ask for much more. Up 3-0 here early.
Yeah, they got to the pitcher early and often. You can see how much they can continue that for the next 5 innings.
Now, the Grizzled Hogs have one of the most potent offenses in Intramural softball. Interesting to see how they respond here as they do have an undefeated season.
Absolutely. That's why they got here. They got here from their offense. So we're going to see how well their offense treats them tonight.
Once again, we'd like to thank all of you for listening to Intramural's Med Softball Championship here on WVO Sports. This is our second intramural broadcast. We'll be back for kickball on Sunday. Garrett Nelson will be supervising that one. I will be calling that one alongside Roy Cook. And basketball triple header on Monday is that first pitch there to Zach is a strike. Leadoff in Korek last night. Leadoff once again here for the men.
Absolutely. Zach had a great game last night. I believe he went 2 for 3 or maybe even 3 for 4. Just drove the ball hard. It was a great night.
And that pitch is up. And that's a nice rip there by Zach for a leadoff hit. All you can do in that case is get off on base. Some people want to go for power in these settings, try to cut into the lead, whoever. He has another runner on for the second hitter, Kenny Marisi. That's an absolute rip, but that is foul.
A lot of power on that one from Kenny. I mean, he's got to just straighten that one out. We're going to be talking a 3-2 ball game pretty soon.
Here's the pitch. As a ball. Here's another one. That's an absolute rip. And that one is gone, and the Grizzled Hogs cut into the lead. 3-2 now.
Yep, you just can't leave that pitch over the middle of the plate. Guys are going to see that one, and, they're going to do damage with it. Kenny saw that one. He goes, you know what, I got to take care of business with that one right there.
The wind is picking up here tonight. Hopefully that tripod stays still. Nonetheless, it is 3-2 here. That's all that matters as Luke Montanez is stepping up to the plate.
And, Luke's had an absolute massive year, in Korek and men's league because he flies this one out to right field, center field. But, had an absolutely massive year so far in Korek and men's league. First at bat, we're going to see what happens, but I expect good things from him tonight.
Now, Greg S. stepping up to the plate. Important to note, our other commentator, Roy Cook, has placed himself on the one-day IL with what we call them sniffles.
Yep, I talked to Roy earlier. He's really unfortunate he couldn't be here, but, he wishes us all well and, hopes you have a great game.
First pitch of Greg was a ball. That second pitch will jam him just out of reach of the third baseman. Will be 2-2 now.
Yeah, see what Greg does here. Greg's a contact hitter. He doesn't go for power. Likes to put the ball in play with the other guys in the lineup. Bring him in. So see what he does here with 2 strikes.
Here's the pitch. Moonball there by the pitcher, and that gets through for a hit there for Greg. The Grizzled Hogs are not done, and neither is this wind, Garrett.
Nah, wind might be a factor later in the game. Right now it's early. Pitcher's still trying to find the zone, but as fatigue sets in, that ball might move a little bit more than he's expected.
That's a ball there to the number 5 hitter, Christian M. That's another ball, 3-1 now. Here's the pitch. Absolute ripper into the right center field for another hit, and the Grizzled Hogs are going to have a man on second and first with only 1 out.
Big opportunity here for damage to be done early. Get back in that lead spot.
Now stepping up for the Grizzled Hogs is Zach McGrew. This Grizzled Hogs team's down but never out. They were tested in that game versus your brother's team, actually, and then went up winning on a walk-off. A miscommunication here. Nonetheless, play will resume. That's a weak ground to the second baseman, Shano. He'll tag the He'll tag the runner at second. And that's going to be a double play. Carter Devlin making the call there. And Flairfield gets out of the inning with limited damage, and they still have a lead.
Absolutely. That's impressive right there. Carter with a great call at first base. It's a super tough call. They're asking to talk to go into the replay here, but, we're going to talk to New York quickly. So if we step aside, we're going to go talk to New York quickly.
Now, Andrew Root, what did you see down at that last play at third base? First base, excuse me.
I think that's definitely one that could have gone to New York and gone to the replay booth, but I guess the Grizzled Hogs want to save their challenge for later in this game, in this championship game at Rafferty Stadium.
Interesting to see how the game so far, atmosphere. You lost last night, Korek Championship. Are you happy to be back?
It's a little bittersweet. I am happy to be here with Garrett Nelson and Andrew Jameson and Daniel Bono. It's always a class act here. And looks like I'm missing out on my job.
Yeah, we're going to let Garrett back to his job. Thanks, Root.
Thank you. And I don't know what to say. Nick Torrent, what up, dude?
There's a ground ball through the shortstop third base gap right there. And, as Andrew joins us back after that fantastic, interview with Andrew. We're back here.
Class guy, class act, class person.
Absolutely. Great guy there, great guy.
Number 8 hitter stepping up now, Alex Filipowski after Ethan Johnson's leadoff hit. And that one is flown into left field. will be caught by the left fielder for the first out. We are in the top of the second. The score is 3-2. Now stepping up, the 9-hole hitter, Ricky M. I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name. There's a lot of dots there. And that's a ground to third base. Not going to go to second. However, he will go to first for the out. Smart play by the third baseman there, not getting the out at second base, at least getting one.
Absolutely. Got to play fundamental defense. They realize you didn't have the out at second. Get that quick, easy out at first. Keep them inning rolling for your defense.
Nice crowd here on hand at Rafferty Stadium for men's softball championship, and rightfully so, as Shano will step back up to the plate. That one is not going to leave the yard as that is caught by the left fielder. Shano definitely not thrilled with that. Nonetheless, was good contact.
Absolutely. Shano's going to get hold of the next one. I mean, I'm confident in that. Shano's had a great year so far. So just, one fluke at bat here. But, he's going to have a good inning.
Our scoreboard is out of operation because of the wind. However, I believe the score is 3-1, or is that 3-2?
3-1.
Good to know. We have 3-1 in favor of Flairfield going into the bottom of the second. I believe this is Michael S. stepping up to the dish now. First pitch. Hacked at and missed for strike 2. As a reminder, once again, we do start at 1-1 counts here in Intramural softball at Fairfield University. And that's 2 swings and misses. That's what you don't see every day, Garrett.
No, absolutely not. I mean, in my 4 years here doing softball, I've only seen about a handful, and it's one of the most impressive things you see in softball. The pitcher has that much control over his fastball and changeup that,
Excuse me, this is Caleb Bertram now back up at the plate once again. Flairfield only hitting 9 tonight, whereas the Grizzled Hogs are hitting 11. That's a rip into center field. Will it drop? No. Great coverage there and read by the center fielder for the second out.
Absolutely.
Flairfield seems carrying their momentum into the game. They came off that huge doubleheader win, and they're carrying it over as this is Cole Passia stepping up now. He rips it into center field for a hit. Nice play there by Shano to prevent the ball from going awry. Grizzled Hogs have a little bit of life. As this is Colin Roche. That's a rip through shortstop. He is out at second, and that will end the inning. We are through 2. It is 3-1. Flairfield trying to pad this lead.
And I'm going to briefly step aside. We're having some technical difficulties with that camera, so I'm going to go take care of that.
Yeah, you're up. I think I got it wrong. Don't do this. It asked, where's the score? I was like, bro, you see it's out of I should.
It'll do.
Welcome back. Sorry about the technical difficulties there. Wind is howling, to say the least, as Flairfield is stepping back up to the plate. That is ball 1 there. That's a rip to the third base. Was unable to corral it. We'll throw it. However, he is safe. Great hustle there.
Even better call by the umpire. Kind of sits there, sees it, reads it, calls it. Great call there.
Now stepping up. I believe this is Patrick Gill. We'll get a name on that shortly. Reminder, we are in the top of the third inning. Scores 3-1. That's a rip to the third baseman. Out at second. Greg throws it. Not in time.
Great relay there from the defense. Just couldn't get it out fast enough there.
No, and that's kind of the state of the game. You'd be happy with one on that scenario any given moment.
Absolutely, absolutely.
First pitch, there's a ball.
Colin Hicks didn't seem very impressed with that pitch at all. Staying there very monotone. But
arms crossed is not ideal for an umpire. That's a nice play by the pitcher there to get the out at second. Another force out. Grizzled Hogs will gladly take those force outs, though.
Absolutely. And now we're finding out this is Patrick Gill, who absolutely poked that one to the outfield.
That is an absolute shot, and the Grizzled Hogs are back, or excuse me, Flairfield extends their lead as that camera is only a ticking time bomb to see how much longer it stays.
You know, we're really impressed with the endurance of that tripod and camera combination tonight. Andrew, you picked a good one.
That was Patrick Gill on the homer, and now stepping up in response is Christian M. trying to extend Flairfield's lead. Here's a rip. Yeah, that's a big hack, but he will miss for strike 2. That will just miss, as it is 2-2. Gets confirmation from Hicks there. That was a good call. That's going to jam him, and third baseman's converging on it, and he will be able to catch it for the third out. Not without damage, though, done by Flairfield. Spear going into the bottom of the third, and it is 5-1. Hunter Banke will lead off for the Grizzled Hogs here in the bottom of the third, trying to get Flairfield back in, or excuse me, the Grizzled Hogs back into this game.
You know, Hunter's one of those interesting 11-hole hitters. You know, a guy that can really put some power on the ball. You know, almost like that second leadoff guy in this scenario. It comes up every time and, you know, gets those hits.
That's an absolute rip to the second baseman. Shano does a belly flop. Nonetheless, it was productive in getting the first out of the bottom of the third.
You know, really wondering what's going on with the Grizzled Hogs. You know, they had a great performance last night with most of their co-rec team, but, you know, just not really having it tonight so far.
Top of the order coming up now, and this is Zachary B. That jams him, and that's going to go to the left fielder, and that will be the second out. So Flairfield getting some dominant pitching so far this game. The camera is down again. Garrett Nelson will go fix that right away as number 2 hitter Kenny Marisi will be checking in. Daniel Bono is indeed struggling with the scoreboard. Nonetheless, we are still here at Fairfield University at Rafford Stadium. That did not hit, and that will be a ball. Apologies for the technical difficulties here. Sometimes Mother Nature prevails, people. That's an absolute rip. However, that is going to go foul, and Marisi is favoring his right leg. Good. Interesting to see here. It looked like his knee buckled from this angle. Nonetheless, he is in some severe pain. Hopefully, he is okay. Yeah. Garrett Nelson now conversing with the umpires as what to do given this unfortunate series of events. Nonetheless, it is the bottom of the third inning. Flairfield is up 5-1.
He's going to keep the count.
And that camera is just going to go down. Yeah.
You know, sorry for that brief delay. You know, we had a brief injury, so we're sorting that out. And that's the end of the inning. So Andrew Jameson hopefully is going to come back over here, our wonderful play-by-play commentator. And, you know, he does a better job than I do. I'm just happy to be here with the opportunity tonight. We are going to go move into the, I believe it's now the fourth inning, top of the fourth. The score is still 5-1 Flairfield. As we readjust the camera, you know, try to get you the best view possible without the camera falling down. And Andrew seems satisfied, so I'm going to hand the microphone back over to him because he's the true man of color here. I don't have any ice here. Hey, we need ice. Kid got hurt over there.
A little bit of a chaotic sequence here. Nonetheless, our camera is stable, and we are ready to go for the top of the fourth here as Michael S. will be leading off. Here's the pitch. First one barely misses for a ball, and I think we're kind of back under control as the camera's set and it appears the chaos has died down. That'll be a foul ball. Nonetheless, once again, we thank you for listening to Fairfield University's coverage of intramural softball here at WVF Sports, as that next pitch is going to be a ball. Mike Less in the driver's seat with the count, as that's a rip to the third baseman. Absolute cannon, which is going to be high. However, he will be awarded one base.
One of those fine rules in intramural sports, big pace of play rule. We're always encouraging the fact that we need runners to run around the bases, and that's just another opportunity there.
Now stepping up the 9-hole hitter, Jack Dennis.
Top
Top of the order lurking.
Top of the order is lurking. That's where all their damage is done, so we're going to see what he can do here. Get on base, hopefully, for him.
That's a nice rip down the third baseline. Third base runner is running. Great heads-up play there by the third baseman to get the lead runner.
I just questioned that decision right there to run. I mean, it's one of those, like, what are we doing here? You have the opportunity to stand on second there and no outs, but now here you're at runner on first with one out.
Brendan Burke will be stepping up. It's one of those plays where you're up 5-1. However, you can never count this Grizzled Hogs team out offensively. They can put run up in bunches. Jam there is Burke to third baseman again. Out at second.
Great play there by the third baseman, realizing the situation he's in, gets that lead runner out there.
Shane O returning to the dish. Already has a homer on tonight's game. Barely missed another homer in his last at-bat. What can he do here with the green bat?
Oh, it's going to be seen. Changing the bat's an interesting strategy. We're going to be interested to see what happens here.
It paid off for him. Never mind. That one was sinking fast, but the left fielder, Hunter Banke, was there to corral it.
Yeah, great play by Hunter. He uses that first baseman, so it gives him that extra wide pocket there. Always easy to help catch those fly balls.
Appears we have a little bit of order restored once again. 5-1 is our score going into the bottom of the fourth. The Grizzled Hogs need something sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see. Their big power hitters are due up right now, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Montanez stepping up to the dish, single-handedly responsible for eliminating your co-rec softball team, actually, Garrett.
Absolutely. One of the best games I've ever seen in my life. We talked pregame about, pitching around them, but, we thought this is intramural sports. So, you know what? If we lose, we go out in style.
That's going to be a ball, it appears. Flairfield's pitcher not taking any chances whatsoever with Montanez.
Absolutely. It's a conservative strategy, but it does make sense.
Even down 5-1, he is a feared hitter, and you have to respect his game.
Absolutely. Any big shot from him will be a momentum changer.
Greg S. stepping up to the dish now, rocking the beanie. That's a rip to the third baseman. Beautiful play. Out at second. Shano hesitates, doesn't want to do an unforced error. Good job there by Flairfield getting the lead runner nonetheless.
Absolutely. Just a smart baseball play, and, as they bring in the shift right now.
Now we have Christian M. stepping up to the dish as that first pitch will miss for ball 2.
And, just a special shout out. Ethan Godfrey just walked in behind us. The big boss man is here in the building.
That's a rip to the first baseman. First base will corral it. Miscommunication there by Shane and the first baseman. Carter calls safe. The first base runner is safe. We have runners on second and first. 1 out. 4. Zach McGrew. Big opportunity here for the Grizzled Hogs. That first pitch will miss for a ball. Second pitch is high. And another ball. Command kind of a little bit iffy for Flairfield starter now as it was consistent in the first 3 innings. That's a rip. Center fielder is there. We'll catch it. No tag from Greg.
That's a smart play right there by Greg. You got to understand the fact that you're down 4 runs, and you know what? You got to just trust your offense to get you in there. Also heard that center field's got an absolute cannon.
Pace of play is picking up quickly as Ethan Johnson steps to the dish and rounds it to the third baseman. He will be out. That's a beautiful stretch by the first baseman to save an error.
Absolutely. Saves the error there, gets his team in, and, we're going to the top of the 5th inning. Absolutely exhilarating game so far.
Game is absolutely flying by, Garrett. It's already 5-1, top of the 5th. This cold, these teams want to get out of here, but ultimately the title of champion is greater than Mother Nature.
Absolutely. Beautiful T-shirt tonight, the nice gray color from Ethan, as well as the Intramural trophy has made its presence here.
Now you won the B-League championship in floor hockey, and that championship pedigree is only achieved by the cream of the crop here at Fairfield University. How does it feel to be a part of such an illustrious club?
It feels really good. I'd honestly like to thank the opportunity for Jack Stubby to put me on the team. But I'm just thankful for that opportunity. It was a great season. 12-0, one of the best teams we've had in our career, and just thankful for that opportunity.
Score is 5-1 going into the top of the fifth, as that believe that is Michael Romano now stepping to the dish as Shano made the last out. Jammed on that first pitch, jammed on the second one. He is not happy.
No, absolutely not. I mean, that's just a situation. You're trying to extend the lead, and you fall short. And it's just difficult there.
Caleb Bertram now stepping up to the dish. That's a rip to the shortstop. Montanez is there. That's a great bang play for the second out as Godfrey approves of the action he is seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. Great stretch there by the first baseman. Really put his heart on the line right there. Get that out.
Now we have Cole Pesia stepping up to the plate, trying to extend Flairfield's lead. That first pitch is jammed. That's a foul ball. You have to question the catcher trying to go for that play with the Flairfield roster just hovered over the batter, it seems like.
You appreciate the hustle there from the catcher, obviously. It's just a difficult spot with your real bullpens here.
That's a grounder to the third baseman. That's a cannon. That's an out. Ground bang play. Shortstop being tested, but he was up to the challenge and then some.
Great play by that third baseman, shortstop combo. 2 big outs that inning. Given the chance for the Grizzled Hogs to get that opportunity to get back up and hit earlier.
Going into bottom 5, I believe the score. Bono 5-1. There's Bono. I trust Bono.
We're going to make a quick score change. Mo forgot to put a stat in early in the game. We're going to go back up to 5-2 now. 5-2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. No real implications on the game, I would say. Grizzled Hawks really haven't had much going for them on the offensive side. So, maybe that's just a pity run we're adding in for them. But, we're looking for this Grizzled Hawks to have a productive next 2 innings, or else they are going to go home without the opportunity to lift the trophy and collect that very nice T-shirt.
Undefeated season is certainly in jeopardy right now. Once again, we'd like to give thoughts and prayers to Roy Cook, who placed himself on the 1-day IL with the sniffles, according to himself.
Absolutely. I also heard it's called the nutmeg syndrome. Also, shout out to Nutmeg Bowl in that situation. But I heard it's a nutmeg syndrome. He did say he was going to have a good night tonight.
And CJ Arena has decided to join us. He has done a baseball broadcast for us in the past. Good to see his presence. That's a ground to shortstop. Great bang play there as Flairfield picks up the first out of the inning. Huge play there.
Absolutely. You can hear the crowd roar on that one. Just a phenomenal play right there by the Flairfield defense.
Another out there. Flairfield's defense is being tested, but they are up to the challenge, and then some as this infield is looking a lead.
There's a guy over there that said he needed it, but now he probably doesn't anymore.
Flairfield has 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Do or die time now for the Grizzled Hogs, honestly.
Absolutely. And, pop up right there to the third baseman. They go down in order. That's just not what you look for in the bottom of the 5th inning, especially in a 3-run game there.
Yeah, no, not ideal. The game is flying, but Flairfield has a lead. Trying to extend it here, going into the top of the 6th.
Absolutely.
Already.
Do or die time right here for the Grizzled Hogs. I mean, if they can't play a good defensive inning, I can almost kiss this one goodbye for them.
Top 6, 5-2 is our score. Thank you, Daniel Bono. Decorated scorekeeper for Fairfield Intramurals. Outfield and infield are ready. Pitchers ready. Hitters are more than ready. Want to get this lead going in this cold weather. First pitch is a ball. You think here you're not going to force anything if you're Flairfield, not trying to do too much. Try to get the pitcher to use his arm out. Championship game.
Absolutely. You got to be smart here. Take those pitches that you like. A great call with it by Andrew on the third baseline.
Yeah, foul ball there. Nonetheless, Root's doing his job. Wind is picking up, but we are still here. That's a nice to the third baseman. The cannon. That's going to be an out.
Emphatic call over there by Carter Devlin. He got it right, too. That first baseman just held the bag perfectly.
Christian M. stepping up to the dish for Flairfield, trying to extend the lead. We'll give him a shout out as he is in my philosophy classes. That first pitch hits the plate for strike 2. That next one will miss for the ball as he catches it as balls. Next pitch will miss. He draws the count full.
It'll be real tough at bat right. He's just sitting there waiting for his pitch. His opportunity here. I'm giving him the green light. If I was the manager here.
Now the pitch. That misses for a ball. Huge insurance run potential there for Flairfield as Michael S. will be stepping up to the plate.
Big opportunity for Mikey. One of the bottom hitters, but there's a big opportunity for him to be smart.
That's a ball.
Take the walk or, drive a run in here maybe.
Now Flairfield might not even be aggressive swinging. That's a drop and a costly error there as you're giving Michael S. another chance. That's the last thing the Grizzled Hogs can do for Flairfield with the momentum they have right now.
Absolutely. Costly errors are going to be big, especially late in the inning. The mind slows down a little bit. Just how much can you focus in?
That's going to miss, and Michael S., I believe that's ball 3.
That was ball 3. I thought he had the walk there, but not this time.
That one is going to miss, and now Michael S. will have the walk as Jack Dennis has potential to do damage with runners on second and first. That's a rip. Will that get through? Nice play by Montanez. That's a drop. Appears it was a chaotic play as Christian was trying to get on the bag. Nonetheless, good composure there by the third baseman to get the second out of the inning.
Absolutely. Bobbled that one and then, slid off the bag and he got that out.
Top of the order once again is Brendan Burke will be stepping in for his 4th AB.
Big opportunity for Burke here. Just took that strike and, 2 runners on base. Time to do some damage for him.
That is going to be a ball. Our count is 2-2. Shano taking some hacks behind the plate with a home run already. That's a rip, but that is going to go foul.
Ooh, that would have been a damaging shot there. Could have, ended the Grizzled Hogs season. But, we're going to come to the bottom of the 6th. Full opportunity to see what happens.
Yeah, they need 4 runs to walk off, 3 to tie. Reminder, if we do go to extra innings, there is no runner on second base. No cheap runs here in Fairfield University as Hunter Benke will start this last lick for the Grizzled Hogs trying to continue their perfect season.
Absolutely great opportunity for Hunter here. Get on base, get the top of the lineup up with that's been doing most of the damage tonight.
Here's the pitch. That's a rip right to the second baseman. That's the first out. This pitcher is really having his way tonight with these Grizzled Hogs hitters.
Honestly, I think that might have been the shortstop. They're playing the shift there, Andrew.
I think you were right. I'm just seeing stuff. I want to say middle, but I can't. That's a ball there. Now we go into the leadoff order with Zach B. stepping up with 1 out.
It was a big opportunity for Zach. You almost wonder, do you play it safe or do you try to go for it? I mean, personally, for me, if I was the manager, I'd say play it safe, get on base.
You need to get runners on base because Montanez is right around the corner, and we know he is a threatening power hitter. He needs runners on base if Grizzled Hogs want to get back into this game.
And, Zach just that takes that walk there.
Kenny Marisi now. That's a beautiful pitch on the front left corner for strike 2.
Absolutely. Let's see if the pitcher can bring another one right back at him.
Here's the pitch. That's going to be short. We got ball 2, 2-2 now.
He's been battling a knee injury all game. It's just to see how he can handle himself right here.
That's going to be foul, and that is an out with Luke Montanez stepping up to the dish.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a big opportunity for Luke right here. Season on the line.
Greg would be on deck if Montez is able to get here as he takes that first pitch for a ball. That's going to be a foul. 2-2 now. 1 pitch away from the T-shirts.
It's going to be really interesting what he does here. Do you play it safe or do you just try to go for the power shot like he's been doing all year?
Moment of truth here. Pitch is ripped to the third baseman. He is out. Flairfield are your 2024 spring men's intramural softball champions, and they are going crazy, and they want those T-shirts.
Absolutely. Just an impressive season for Flairfield. They come in as the underdog, the huge underdog, some might say. And, coming off of winning 2 games back-to-back last night. And, here they are. And they won the championship. I mean, props to them for, just having a gritty, resilient team the entire year. It really showed what we would say in October, but now here it's going to be in April.
Great season by Papa Juan, nonetheless. A lot of them carrying over as champions on Papa Juan from last night. So they do have T-shirts and at least a champion in one sport. Nonetheless, this is Flairfield's night, and honestly, it was Flairfield's tournament.
Absolutely. I mean, you come in, it's win or die, and, they came in, they they fought hard every single night, and the results show. And true acts of sportsmanship. The handshake line has started, but Flairfield had probably one of the best years I've seen in my entire commentating career, albeit one game. But it's been an impressive year seeing them start out as that team that was kind of rocky, and here they are, champions.
March Madness was one thing, but if your Flairfield got hot at the right time, momentum was their X factor. Bruce, do you have anything you want to add?
It was a good game all around. I definitely would recommend for next year improvement on the umpiring at home plate and first base. Third base was impeccable. Third base was flawless.
Rude, I'm going to critique you on that commentate right there. I think Carter did an exceptional job. That bang play there. Colin Hicks was consistent the entire day. I think it was a well officiated game.
I think umpires should get more recognition in this industry. I think I should get the trophy.
Yeah, that's something you have to work for. Don't lose your correct softball game the next time. And, we're going to join with Carter, the first base umpire. Carter, I got to ask you, that double play, first it almost looks like, you almost got run over there. So, what was going through your mind on that double play call?
I don't know. I was just looking at second base first off, and I just looked to my left to see a big boy coming down. I look at that ball. I see the ball right in the mid of the first base. And I was like, that one's out right there. But scary moment for me. I almost got ran over by a train there. But congrats to Fairfield for the win. It was a great game.
Absolutely. Carter, it's a real pleasure to have you out here tonight. Thank you, Carter.
Thank you.
Did an excellent job.
Thank
Andrew,
you so much.
Andrew's still standing next to me.
Thank you.
Pleasure having you. And Andrew Jameson has ventured over to go look at the championship team, Flairfield. They're sitting in their chairs. The skippers are there. The vice skippers are there. And, they're celebrating right now, getting that great photo shot that we all needed. That's going to end up later tonight on the Fairfield Intramural page. You can follow Fairfield U Recreation. Shameless plug there for Ethan Godfrey. A great program. Ethan Godfrey is probably the greatest guy on campus.
Hey, we should get Ethan Godfrey on here.
And if Ethan would like to take a question, we would like it. But,
Ethan, would you like to take a question?
And, you can't see it right now, but I am joined by Ethan Godfrey. Ethan, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic.
Well, first, thank you for organizing such a great year. Anything you'd like to say for Flairfield and the Grizzled Hogs?
Softball's finally over.
Softball is finally over. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. And Andrew's joined me back over here as the trophy presentation continues. And we're just going to let you be in the moment here, folks.
So they won.
Clearly, they're very, very, very energetic. The coach comes over. It's a pleasure having you here tonight. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
You guys showed up and showed out. Have to give props where props are due. This is our coverage of men's intramural softball. Garrett Nelson, it was a pleasure having you on the call.
Andrew, it was a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening. We're going to go celebrate along with Flairfield. So let's do it. Thank you for listening to WVO's coverage of intramural softball. Have a good night.
Large, right here. They do run a little big, I promise.